Just past 8 a.m. this morning, news just coming in. Counting has begun for the state assembly elections in East India's Jharkhand and the West Indian state of Maharashtra. As is the tradition, postal ballots are being counted first. The counting has begun for Jharkhand and Maharashtra. Voting for Maharashtra State Assembly was held on November 20th. Voting for Maharashtra State Assembly was held in a single phase. Recorded some 66.05% voter turnout. This was the highest voter turnout in 30 years for the western state. Meanwhile, Jharkhand voted in two phases for 81 assembly constituencies. Phase 1 on November 13th. The second phase took place on November 20th. Over 67% voting recorded in Jharkhand. So high voter turnout in both Maharashtra as well as Jharkhand. News is coming in. The counting has begun for both Maharashtra and Jharkhand. First half an hour from 8 a.m. It's the postal ballots that are counted, and thereafter the EVM votes are taken into account. The update just coming in. Maharashtra voting for 288 assembly seats voted on November 20th. Meanwhile, Jharkhand voted for 81 seats in two phases. Maharashtra had voted in a single phase. The counting has just begun. In a short while from now, we'll know the initial trends. Those will be of the postal ballots. Maharashtra, the significant aspect of these elections was 66.05% voter turnout. This was the highest in about 30 years. Meanwhile, Jharkhand, the eastern state, voted in two phases for 81 assembly constituencies. Phase 1 of Jharkhand elections on November 13th and second phase took place on November 20th. We talk about the Jharkhand voter turnout, 66.65% in phase 1 and 68% and above in phase 2. The counting has just begun for the state assembly elections in Jharkhand and Maharashtra. Political destinies of several regional parties are going to be decided in the outcome of these elections. Maharashtra voted for 288 assembly seats on November 20th. The voting took place in a single phase. The counting has just begun. Anytime now, the initial trends would start coming in. Those would be the postal ballots first half an hour. We're also showing you important data regarding the elections. Over 66% voting took place in the western state of Maharashtra. This was the highest in 30 years. Jharkhand, meanwhile, voted in two phases for 81 assembly constituencies. In Maharashtra, the stakes are high for both the BJP-led ruling Mahayuti alliance and the Congress-led coalition Mahavikas Aghadi. We'll refer to it as MVA as well. Mahayuti coalition comprising Bharatiya Janata Party, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena in alliance with Ajit Pawar faction of the NCP is aiming to retain power, while MVA, Mahavikas Aghadi, comprising Congress, Shiv Sena, the Uddhav Thackeray faction led by Uddhav Thackeray, and Sharad Pawar's NCP is aiming for a comeback. Maharashtra went to polls on 20th of November, reported over 65% of voting, which is the highest in the last 30 years. And the second state in focus, Jharkhand. Jharkhand, polling for 81 assembly seats, was conducted in two phases on 13th of November and 20th. Over 68.45% voting was recorded in the state. The election overall, that is, across two phases. The election is crucial for both the ruling Jharkhand Mukti Morcha JMM-led alliance and the Bharatiya Janata Party. Incumbent JMM government led by Chief Minister Hemant Soren aims to retain power, while the BJP is focusing on reclaiming its position after losing in 2019. And besides these two big states, more election updates coming in today. Along with these states, the counting for votes for the by-polls for 48 assembly constituencies and two parliamentary constituencies is also being held today. The counting of votes for the by-polls to 46 assembly seats in 13 states and in the Lok Sabha segments of Nanded in Maharashtra and Wayanad in Kerala crucial electoral exercise since the parliamentary polls in April-May this year. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is making her poll debut from Wayanad. Remember, that's a seat that was won in the general or the Lok Sabha elections by her brother Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi, who also won the Rai Bareilly seat in Uttar Pradesh, later chose to vacate the Wayanad seat in Kerala. And those are visuals coming in from across these states and the regions where the counting is on today. Security has been heightened across the region so that the counting day goes on smoothly. Two big state election results are going to be declared today, Maharashtra and Jharkhand. Along with it, a number of by-polls as well, both assembly as well as parliamentary constituencies. A number of regional parties are going to have their political destiny determined.